Hello again, I am John Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Career Mode with Ferrari. Tonight we are heading to the Austrian mountainside. We are heading to the Red Bull Ring, the Austrian Grand Prix. Still waiting for news on the update. I know it hasn't been going well on PC. I don't even know if it's been rolled back or a hotfix has been issued yet. Not seen anything, but it does fill me with a little bit of unease as to when we're actually going to get the update for consoles. And if so, is it going to be in the same state as the PC update, or is it going to be a lot more refined? Which I think is probably the more likely option, given that PC doesn't have to go through a certification process and the console versions do, which is why we haven't got the console version yet. So, fingers crossed, the issues that have been afflicting PC players will not be affecting us when we do finally get this new patch. But until we get it, we're kind of in limbo still. Want to get cracking on our Brabham My Team career, but I'm not doing it until we get the patch. And even then, I want to do a test just to make sure it's okay before we do actually start it. So even on the day of the patch, we will probably wait another day just to make sure that the patch is okay, get some early feedback from other creators and players on Reddit and Discord, things like that, just to see if it is actually workable. And then we'll launch the series. So until then, we are still racing with Ferrari. And tonight we are heading to Austria for a sprint weekend. It is the day of the Grand Prix. Let us take a quick look at our car. It's looking very good in the low and medium speed. Very good in tyre preservation as well, which is important, especially in a circuit like this. And you can see we have one spare chassis, one spare rear wing, no spare side pods, one spare underfloor, but we do have new bits on the way in development, and we have a spare side pod coming as well. So that will give us one spare side pod, and hopefully the rest of the parts that we're a little low on will last until the new bits come. If necessary, we can always make one or two additional spares until then, but we'll make do as best we can. Let's take a look at our drivers. Charles Leclerc, with his high mentality, is looking very, very strong with his stats. Sainz looking pretty strong, but not as good. So it looks like Leclerc will be the main force of our attack again tonight. And let's also take a quick gander at our affiliates. They're all very enthusiastic right now. Let's take a look at Ollie, because we have been giving him some extra outings in FP1. Won't be getting in the car tonight. It is a sprint weekend. So there you can see his stats that are now boosted by his mentality, which is why he has a 95 reactions and an 89 cornering. They are not that actual, level. Let's take a quick look at Kimi as well. Again, his stats are higher than they should be, but let's see if we can do a straight comparison to Behrman. You can see Behrman is looking a little bit better, but there's 2 years difference between the two, and Antonelli, with that max development rate, will catch up very, very quickly. Haven't been able to put Antonelli in the car at all this so far this year. Every time I've tried, it's shown him as unavailable. So maybe that will change once it turns 18. We shall see. Let's see. I think we are just ready to go straight into the Grand Prix itself. We're at 900k. Our design center upgrade is 3 days away, so that'll be ready on the Monday, actually, straight after the Grand Prix. That'll get that up to, I think maybe is it level 3 or is it level 4 that it's going up to? I think it's level 3. We can see our race sim has 10 days to go. That's going up to level 4. Team Hub's still at level 3. That will cost us 3.5 mil, and operationally we are looking pretty solid, although the helipad is starting to wear out, so that'll need a refurb soon. Tour centre's okay. Memorabilia room is pretty good. Hospitality is fine. Boardroom is getting very low, and the weather center, as you can see, running a reduced weather forecast accuracy this weekend because of a sponsor obligation. That should change once that has passed. What is the weather for today? Let's have a look. Ooh, okay, so wet qualifying for sprints, and then a very wet Saturday, which will affect the sprint itself, and then main qualifying. The race itself will be dry though. Okay, let's get some targets set. We are going to hopefully win, so we'll go 4th or higher with Leclerc, and we'll go 5th or higher with Sainz, and off we go.
Welcome along to the spectacular setting of Austria. Set in the Austrian mountains, the Red Bull Ring offers fantastic views and thrilling racing. Originally built in 1970, the circuit has been part of the F1 season in its current format since 2014.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
Let's see then how the weekend unfolds.
Very overcast and gloomy. Let's start by looking at engine parts, etc. Got to run that engine at ERS and that gearbox. We want to go for 23 laps of fuel. Setup wise, we've only got this one session. It's pretty high rear wing, if memory serves. I'm going to go with a 14. Let's have a look at a 6.5 roll bar. Let's go with a 1.9. Let's go with a 3.2 and a 0.75. And we'll go slightly differently for Sainz. Go with a 16% engine. We'll go with the ERS that's fitted. And we'll go with that gearbox. It's only got to get through this one session, and then we'll switch it over for everything else. Again, we want 23 laps of fuel. Go with a 5.5. Go with a 14.5. I'll go a 7.3. Let's push that all the way up, and let's drop that down a little bit. There we go, and we are ready to send them out for first practice. Evening F1 is live. Evening Marcus. Evening Victor. Hello to anyone else lurking in the chat. I've got to get a win because Charles won at Monza. We'll be qualifying and racing normally in the sprint, but we will be starting the race itself from the back of the grid.
And radio check, Charles?
Yeah, radio check, okay.
Copy, loud and clear.
Radio check.
Yep, you're loud and clear.
It is going to rain for almost the entire session.
Good warm up on the brakes. Copy. How are temperatures?
Try to keep temps into the tires.
Temperature, how are we?
And try to keep the temperature on the tires.
Evening, Mr. Water. Piastri pulls out the pits and immediately gets a serious fault.
The vibrations quite bad.
The car is okay.
Not improving.
Copy it.
Ooh, 17% is terrible. Well, we may as well call him in now. Alright, so we can go with a 13.5 on the rear wing. Roll bar's definitely gone the wrong way. Let's push that all the way over there. Let's pull that back like that. Let's go with a 3.25 for now. Let's go with a 1 on the toe. Let's go with a 5 on the front wing. Let's see how that looks.
Update when you can.
Better with Leclerc, but still not great.
Understood.
Okay, let's go with a 13.5 on the wing again. Match what we did with Carlos. Let's see, if I go like that, need to do something with the front wing. We'll go with the 7.5 just to push that a little bit further away, because we've gone the opposite way with Carlos, so it'll give us a nice comparison benchmark. Let's pull that back like that. Let's try. Let's try that. Evening, Farah.
How are we, temperatures?
And try to work on your front tires.
Good day yesterday. Yes, very much so. Not only did we have an interesting Monza race, you know, Man United did get absolutely hammered as well. Not quite the 5-0 win there a couple of years ago, or the 7-0 from a couple of seasons ago at Anfield, but satisfying nonetheless. Piastri's retiring. It's going to happen very soon. Yeah, gearbox is very, very sick. I'm going to just watch this because I'm waiting for the puff of smoke. He's got to be careful because let's take a quick look at his car parts. It could do some serious damage to both the engine and the ERS. And the ERS will be more of a problem because that will get itself into a very bad condition very quickly if that gearbox cooks itself, which it is very close to doing. So we We may see Piastri box in the next lap or two, depending on the end of his run. But if he's still got a way left to go on his run, he may just end up retiring on track.
Are the tires back up to temperature?
And warm up your tires.
What I do find interesting is our pace. Pretty good at the moment, considering we're running low settings and we're avoiding curbs and driving in clean air, and yet we are only a tenth away from Russell's time at the top at the moment. Although, having said that, it's Hajar in the car, not Max. Iwasa's in the car instead of Ricardo. There's a few young'uns out there. Doesn't look like Piastri is retiring any. Oh, there we go.
Wait for safety car.
Damn it. That sped up and it immediately collapsed.
I'm out.
Yeah, no puff of smoke. But the gearbox did just give up. And that is him out of the session.
Virtual safety car ending.
Oh, God, now Sainz has crashed again. God damn it. That's the third car that has gone into... Oh, that's a... Ah! I'm so glad he's got old bits in that car, because that's ruined that powertrain. Oh my God, Sainz, again. Third powertrain wrecked.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Stay positive.
Well, second powertrain wreck, but third big crash that's done significant damage to a powertrain. Ay. End of the season and his replacement cannot come soon enough.
Virtual safety car ending.
Copy.
So rain.
I'd like to say that
Yeah, copy that.
it was oil that Piastri dumped on the track from his gearbox exploding that
When you can.
caused that, but that's me just grasping at straws. Alright, weather's ending earlier than expected.
Any feedback on the
I'm
car?
only good. I only gained 1%
Feels okay.
ish, or 3%, not a lot on that setup there. Where have I gone wrong? Oh yeah, we went very much the wrong way on the front wing. Bring that to a 2.8. Let's push that up. Bring that back down. Try that. Oh, I didn't change the tyres. Really don't want to see what the repair bill is
We
going
need
to
to
be.
work on the tires, keep the temperature on the tires. And checkered flag.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
Well, that clock just went 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. Oh dear, how bad's the engine? Oh my god, look at it. He's killed the engine, he's pretty much killed the ERS unit, and he's killed the gearbox. He's going to put me in debt because I don't have another ERS I can put in the car now. And I've got a broken chassis, broken rear wing, and a broken suspension. My god, this man is just bleeding money. Hoping to wait till after this Grand Prix to be able to put that new ERS unit in, so I wouldn't go into debt. Yeah, that hasn't helped. Right, setup. Okay, that's a bit more encouraging. Medium tires. Evening, Dino.
So now
Evening,
we have
Andrew.
green light.
Oh, I didn't even think about weather. Oh, well, hopefully I've got hopefully I've got enough pace on the mediums to get through. You're a long-time listener, first-time caller. Understood. We're all a pretty friendly bunch here.
So
At the moment you are P1.
Currently P2.
Yeah, it's the third big wreck for
So, very
Sainz
good lap.
this season.
Save a bit of fuel, please.
Okay, copy.
At this rate, he's going to crash at least 3 more times this year. All right, so far we have got enough pace to get through, so that's good.
The rain is coming.
Copy.
Yeah, in the pit lane.
Right, how did I do on the feedback for the setup? Ah, look at that. Bang on. 100%. Beautiful. And what about science? Ah, close. I need to change the roll bar. I have to do that after the sprint. Okay. So we're going to start at the back of the top 10 for sprint rather than at the front.
Green light.
Won't make it quite so difficult as coming from the very back, given that it's only going to be like 24 laps as opposed to the full 70 odd. So I just need to get us through to Q3 and then we'll sit out SQ3. Someone's had a whoopsie.
P1.
Okay. Alrighty.
Currently P5. And mode slow for coming.
Yeah, all good.
I've been thinking about the Brabham driver lineup going forward. So I'm just going to close my window. There we go. Trying to decide on
Slippery track. Pit exit.
the driver lineup. I had kind of said I was going to go with Sargent and Schumacher,
Pit lane slippery.
Copy, copy.
but about 20 minutes ago I had a little thought pop in my head that I could make more of an Aussie inspired Brabham team, given that Jack Brabham was Australian. So I am toying with the idea of Sargent and Ricciardo. Or maybe Schumacher and Ricciardo. And then work to getting Piastri in the team as well. I don't want to have Piastri from day one. It's going to massively upset the order of drivers, because Piastri will be replaced by either Pato O'Ward or I forget his name, the Japanese reserve driver that McLaren have. Which means that McLaren are going to be under strength. And also it'd be unrealistic for me to just have Piastri in my starting lineup. Ricciardo would be more realistic. But we can work towards signing Piastri at the earliest opportunity. Why am I sitting out SQ3? Just to add some challenge, because the difficulty is way too easy at the moment. Logan's American. Yeah. All right, let's see who gets pole. Won't be us. Oh, Ricciardo making a mistake again. Oh, red flag. Oh, that's a big hit for Stroll.
Sorry.
Did anyone cross the line before that got red flag?
Not going the way.
Yeah, everybody. But track is now wet. So nobody's going to improve. So it looks like Norris is going to take... Or maybe, actually, it's still negligible. There will be some improvement for some drivers. Perez will be the first to cross the line. Russell will be the last. And Ricciardo's not going back out again. Why? Why is Ricciardo not going back out? Well, he might actually. There's still time. He might still go back out again. Rio Hirakawa, thank you. I thought it was something along those lines, but I didn't want to mispronounce or just get it wrong and look like an idiot. So I just better to say I couldn't remember his name, which was kind of true. Evening, Rinketic. How are you? Am I crashed? Nope. I'm just sitting at SQ3. So Russell has improved up to 5th place. Hamilton in 6th. Ricciardo is not going back out for some reason. So there you go. We will start 8th and 9th. Not 9th and 10th, because Stroll threw it into the barrier. Technically, I'm surprised he didn't go out. He didn't get through ahead of us because he had done a lap. You know, he'd done his out lap. But he didn't complete his flying lap. But he set sectors, so that should have put him above us. Never mind. It is what it is. Let's get ready to sprint.
Well, the excitement levels continue to rise here as the teams prepare for the sprint.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
So who will reach the peak and who has a mountain to climb here at the Austrian sprint?
All right, heavy rain. Very heavy rain. I might start on inters. Question is, can I then make up the time? I will gamble. I will do inters for Leclerc and just start on full wets for Sainz. How do I get a 100% car setup? Sheer genius. No, just I understand how the system works, so it's not too complicated once you understand how
Here
the
in
sliders
Austria,
interact with each
we're
other.
all ready to go for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh, Sainz gets an overtake on Leclerc and past Hamilton. And now Leclerc will squeeze his way through. I should actually probably not be hammering the tyres.
Copy.
We've got 7 minutes until it's full wets. Am I letting them fight each other? Not in the sprint, because we're running different strategies here. I'm trying to see if I can make up a lot of ground very quickly with the inters. But I've got to be seriously quick if I'm going to get away from the rest of the field, because it's going to get wet very quickly.
Mamma mia.
You are doing a good job.
And that's a fault for Magnussen.
We are first.
And just a reminder on guys.
Charge button on.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
We should have so much more grip in the corners. There we go. Through we go.
Oh,
Doing a good job.
On Lyco.
And charge button on.
And now we're just watching Charles disappear off into the distance, but that heavy rain is on the way. And I think they could have a real struggle getting back up into points with Leclerc. But his tyres will be much healthier. Everyone else is shredding their tyres because they're running them way too hot. Nowhere near enough water. Why I've got Sainz in very low tyre pace settings here. My theory is that a few cars may end up having to box. Because they've done too much damage to their wets. If I can keep Sainz's tyres alive enough, I can overtake the ones that stay out and stay far enough ahead of the ones that that do box and come out on fresh tyres. Let's see, that gap's up to 3.5 seconds. It's not enough. Needs to be more than that. Needs to be a lot more than that. At the moment, I'm coming out probably still,
And we think it will end
well, maybe not,
soon.
not behind Bottas, but not that much further ahead of him, I don't think. Maybe even behind Bottas. Still got a lap or two to go before I'm boxing. We've got a yellow flag. It's a lock-up. I was hoping for a safety car.
Right then, we can take a look now. And they're bound to be struggling with the wet track. And there's the lockup. The conditions clearly causing problems for the drivers.
Again, there's an escape road right there. I really wish the drivers would be using those escape roads like they're supposed to. Temperature slowly starting to drop on Sainz's tyres. Just went down by a degree. I'm absolutely ragging these Inters. Gonna box. Maybe at the end of this lap. Certainly at the next lap if necessary. Still lapping 1.5 seconds quicker at the moment, but that advantage is coming down now. Yeah, the Inters are definitely coming into it. Piastri just overtook Sainz. That's battery overtake. More specifically, the fact that we weren't deploying any battery at all there.
Copy.
I'll go one more lap with Charles.
Charge button on.
Yeah.
That might be a mistake. I think it is a mistake. Fuck. Never mind. Too late now. I've committed.
And box now. Box. Pit confirm.
Box.
Turn the battery back on. Put it into just standard top up and Sainz straight away back through on Oscar.
Oof.
And now we have a nice healthy tyre advantage. Look at Russell's tyres. Russell may well have to box. Hamilton's tyres are at 41% after that lockup. He's going to have to box. And now we're about to hit 4 mil. Gap is 7.5 seconds. I will come out now somewhere around Hamilton, Hulkenberg, that kind of area.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Let's see who else needs to box for fresh wets.
Box.
Be careful, slippery pit wall.
Copy that.
Can push more in the ice pit. Less lift off.
So Max has gone through. There goes Perez, Norris, Russell, Sainz, Piastri, Ricciardo. Ocon's got an issue. Tsunoda's gone through. There's Tsunoda. There's Alonso.
At the moment, P9.
Next car in front is Tsunoda. Gap to him 1.4. Behind we have Alonso. Gap to Alonso behind 1.8.
All right,
And
now the hunt's on.
laps to go.
The Sainz gets past Russell.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Yeah, it's battery getting us the run, and then the extra grip allowing us to easily complete that move.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
So how far off are we? 12 seconds off the lead with Charles Leclerc. That's not too bad. That is achievable. Now, once again, YouTube comments needed to be closed and reloaded because I've just missed a whole load of messages. Avoid high risk curves and conserve. And I don't like to use that unless I have a fault. It's the only time I really use that. Or if I'm trying to bring the car home at the end of a race when I'm cruising to victory. Yeah, I don't like using the exploit, Andrew. I pretty much refuse to use it. I think it's too much of a cop out, personally, using that method.
Okay.
As far as the spreadsheet with them saved, I used to do something similar. I used to have a notebook which I use for F1 Manager 22 and 23. Where every time I got a 100% setup, I would write it down and then use one of those as a starting point for my next, the next time I raced on that circuit. But towards the end of F1 23, Manager 23, we did seasons 7 and 8 of our hardcore series with Aston Martin, and we ditched it completely and just winged it, and I've been winging it ever since. So once you understand the relationship of the sliders, how they work, it's really not that hard. It just takes a little bit of practice and understanding.
Russell 3.4 behind.
There we go, we are through.
And some lift off if you can.
Let's get Sainz through on Norris.
Can use K1.
Norris closes the door on us. We'll get him this time though, hopefully. There we go, there's that extra grip.
Charge button on.
And more energy available.
We've lost a fair bit of time here, getting stuck behind Tsunoda and Ricciardo, but now we should pull away very quickly.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
About half distance. Hamilton's tyres are falling apart. A lot of cars now below 50%. Now we can up our tyre pace.
You can push more if you want. And save fuel.
Now that the track is 6 mil, the tyre temperatures will be much easier to control.
So increase pushing status.
What difficulty am I playing on? Hardest.
And push.
We are all over the back of Piastri.
Tires are good.
Let's see what is Sainz's lap time now. Not as quick as I thought it would be. 11 laps to go.
Okay, next car is Piastri.
There's that grip difference.
Continue like this.
And immediately we're onto the back of George.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Last 10 laps. We are closing in on Perez.
Next car in front will be Russell.
0.8 of a second we took out of him that lap. We matched the same pace as Verstappen.
Continue, keep going.
I don't think anyone's going to box.
Keep pushing.
Except, yeah, maybe not even Hamilton. he might try and go to the end. He will risk a puncture if he does that. But his pace will be slow if he does that.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Fighting with Perez. 0.9. Try your best.
Leclerc's back up to 5th place. He's just 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds behind Norris.
Tyre freeze update.
Bit of grinding, but it's okay so far.
Ooh, is he going to get back to inter range at the very end? That might make things a bit interesting.
Currently P3.
Fighting with Perez. And Lando behind. Checo, next car in front. Try to keep it up.
All right, let's go after Max.
Currently P2.
Car in front, Verstappen. Verstappen in front, 4.5.
You can push.
That track water level's coming down very quickly. It is going to go down in 4 minutes.
No DRS, no DRS.
But there won't be enough time for anyone, I don't think, to make inters work. Because there'll only be about 5 laps to go.
The next car in front is Norris. Gap to Norris in front, 1.3. Right, let's concentrate.
Charge button on.
Might be a few cars finishing on 3 wheels. Yeah, might be. The Hamilton's got to be getting close. 33%. Yeah, he's really protecting those tyres now. But he will probably just about end up in puncture territory by the very end.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job. Next car in front is Norris. Race is long.
Yeah, it's not that long. 7 laps.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Some Lyco, please.
There is Max. Took nearly a second out of him there. About 8 tenths, 7 tenths of a second out of him. And Leclerc took nearly 2 seconds out of Perez. All right, let's see if anyone boxes.
Yeah, confirm.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Copy that.
And we need some lift and go.
Half a second out of Verstappen. 2.1 seconds out of Perez. And now, those who are borderline with their tyres are in trouble. His tyre temps are going to start spiralling again. And I have enough rubber to keep going. They don't. Ocon's fault escalates.
Very strange car behavior now.
And I'd be running second and third right now if I hadn't gone with the inters. As it is, I'm second and fourth and about to catch third. So I'm pretty much back to where I would have been. Five laps to go.
Let's lift off.
And tires are good to push. So we need to push.
Ricciardo and Tsunoda now into the 30%. Hamilton at 30%. Magnussen at 38. There goes Perez. Oh, trying to squeeze us on the outside there. We've got so much more grip. And through we go. And we got a yellow flag. Is that a puncture?
You are doing a good
Nope,
job. Continue
it's
right.
not. Someone's just had a wobble.
So
It's
at the moment
Ocon.
you are P3. Next car in front is
The circuit looking quite damp. Oh, and the car locks up. Now they did leave.
And that's not going to be good for his tyres. Look, escape road right in front of you. Use the escape road. Ugh.
you are P3. So next car behind is Perez.
Perez.
1.0 now.
Verstappen in front.
1.7. No, it's gone back up again. Max is draining his battery. We should hopefully gain a lot through the corners though.
We are currently P2. Max in front. Verstappen 2.5 in front. Charles car behind. He's 4.8 behind.
Increase lift and coast.
Max coming up to lap Ocon. To lap Ocon. God, I'll get it right. There's Carlos, and we're not closing. I am surprised by this. I am very surprised by this. Evening Cloud. I'm not faster than Max at the moment, no.
Phase update when you can.
I feel I'm pushing too much. I'm regretting a lot.
Oh, getting held up there by Ocon as well. That's not good.
Doing a good job.
Can use K1. 2 laps to go. Verstappen is in front of us. Head down.
This will get me close.
Charge button on.
Now I'm in a slipstream. I've got a good chance. Just got to stay there though, because I'm almost out of battery now.
And charge button on. Charge button on. And just a reminder on guys.
Charge button on.
Ricardo punctures. Knew someone would puncture. I'm just surprised it was Ricardo that went first.
And last lap.
Hamilton at 21% on his tyres.
Can use energy.
This is my opportunity. Ah, Max has got battery still. How?
Max in front. 0.3. The race is still on for us. And try to keep the car cool.
We've got another puncture. It's Sonoda. Both Red Bulls are gone. But Magnussen has gone.
The race, avoid.
Hamilton's still going somehow. And that's it. Yeah. I was hoping I could maybe sneak through. Couldn't quite. Second and third, though. That's pretty much where I would have ended up, I think, without... You know, without doing the gamble onto the inters.
P2, Carlos, P2.
Well managed. Yeah, good job, guys.
Both cars have run out of fuel, but both cars have crossed the line.
You did a good job there. Some pickup.
Yeah, that was Magnussen who went through. There he is. How did Hamilton survive? Well, he hasn't yet.
Good job, guys. The car was incredible today.
You did a good job. And into the pit lane.
Position.
It's a safety car because of us stopping on the line.
Behind we have Perez.
That's everyone's just stopping to have a little chinwag. And it finally gets red flagged. Well, everyone had already crossed the line anyway. Second and third.
The drivers who picked up
Not bad.
points today in the sprint.
Yeah, this was a really clever bit of strategy, and it's great to see that pay off.
So there we go. Up 7 places for Sainz, up 5 places for Leclerc. Would have been the other way round for those two. Up 6 and 6 if we hadn't gone with the Inter Challenge. Don't think we would have got Max.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
Spielberg's short track comes with 2 high-speed straights. It might be tempting to prioritize low downforce here, but teams risk losing time when cornering if they do.
In terms of George Russell and his form, Karun, How's he going to be feeling, do you imagine?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
So don't go anywhere, folks. It's nearly time for qualifying.
Well, we are sitting qualifying out, but we do have an opportunity to fine-tune the setup here, which we are going to take advantage of. And that should do it. We'll do a reconnaissance lap. Just to shake down that setup. I think Sainz will be the one starting at the back because of his penalty. '97. Ah, that's close enough. So the track is going to dip to inters. Everyone's waiting for that. Evening, Italy. And there we go. They all pile out. So, who's at the back of the train? Hulkenberg. This could be an exceptional lap from him. Engine is glitched out. So we'll have to watch in this view. Perez currently the fastest on track. Tsunoda initially takes pole position. Perez smashes that, I'm guessing. Got a yellow flag.
Here's the replay. Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner. And that's where they slightly run off the track. That won't do the floor of the car.
Oh, that's going to screw up the McLaren. And the Red Bull. That's going to screw up Piastri and Verstappen. Or was it Norris? No. Let's have a look. No, let's stay with Hulkenberg. So he comes across the line. Up to 8th place. No, it was Norris. It had to be Norris. Yeah, it was Norris. He got screwed over there. Norris is going to get eliminated here, potentially. Wow, Perez was not that much quicker than Yuki. Only a 10th. No, I'm not qualifying. I'm sitting it out. Is anyone going to go straight back out again while the track is still low? Yes, they are.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Let's spin for Lance. This is warm-up lap, though. So that will affect his confidence, damage the tyres a little bit, but it won't affect his actual flying lap. So this will be a big improvement for Lando. Piastri goes top by almost a second. Alonso coming up to the line. He goes second. Now Hamilton goes up into second with Russell in third. That's Stroll, who desperately needs an improvement as well, in front of Norris. Here they come. Norris goes quickest. Where did Stroll go? 11th. Perez now tops the timings. Max into third. Last few cars coming up across the line. Tsunoda's in fifth. Bottas gets through. Zhou goes through. Magnussen and Hulkenberg have now gone through. Stroll's back in the knockout zone. And I think that's everybody done. It is. So Stroll, Ocon and Gasly are eliminated along with us. In 23, the sprint race dictated the final qualifying positions. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. So the sprint now is completely isolated. When we had sprints in 2022, I'm talking F1 rules here, not F1 manager rules. In 22, when we had sprints, then you only had points for the top three. It was like 3 points for a win, 2 points for second, a point for third. That was it. And the position that you finished in then determined where you started in the main race. There was no separate qualifying for the race. So you had practice 1, then you had the sprint, then you had practice 2, and then you had and then you had the main race itself on the Sunday, and wherever you finished in the sprint determined where you started in the race. So it was practice 1, then it was qualifying, then it was practice 2, then it was the sprint, and then you had the race on the Sunday. So qualifying determined where you started the sprint, and the sprint results determined where you started the race. In 2023, they amended that, and they bookended the sprint into one closed thing. So you had sprint qualifying. You had you had practice 1, then you had qualifying for the sprint. What was it? It's practice 1, then you had main race qualifying on the Friday, and then they wanted to completely enclose sprints to just the Saturday. So on the Saturday you had sprint quali, and then you had the sprint, and it was just a straight race over a shortened distance for the top 8 places that would pay out points, and that was it. So you already had done the qualifying on the Friday for the Grand Prix itself after practice 1. When this year rolled around, they amended it, so you now have practice 1, then sprint quali on the Friday, then the sprint on the Saturday in the morning, and then main qualifying in the afternoon after the sprint. And now you get to make changes between the sprint and then main qualifying, and then obviously qualifying will affect the race. So that's how the sprint system goes. They didn't quite get it right in F1 Manager 23 because they had the point system right, the top 8, but the rule change to bookend the sprints entirely on the Saturdays and just be self-contained and have separate qualifying on the Friday for the race. It's too late for them to implement that. That change happened right before the start of the season. So that's why the sprints weren't quite on the right format in F1 Manager 23. They are in the correct format entirely for F1 Manager 24. Why aren't I qualifying? To add a challenge, because we are just too good as a team. There is no challenge at the moment.
Here among the mountains in Austria, the teams are preparing for the 71 laps of today's race.
Evening, Ruben.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
So, 10 place penalty for Sainz because of his new ERS units. Let's have a look at strategy. That is probably my preferred strategy. There we go. I'm going to take 2 laps of fuel out. And off we go.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement.
P20 start with so much ground to make up. Surely a comeback is too much to ask for.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? The crowd are ready, the cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Have they increased the number of sprint races? They have since they first introduced sprints in 22. In 22, there were only 3 sprint races. From 23 onwards, there have been 6 every year. And they have updated the sprint calendar locations every season. Some races always say sprints, others, don't. They're still finding the tracks where sprints work the best, I think. So in 22, there was a sprint at Imola, which wasn't really that interesting, because it's such a hard track to overtake on. I forget where the other sprint was, and then the third and final one was Brazil, which was phenomenal. So Brazil has always been a sprint since then, and it always seems to throw up a decent sprint race. And then last year it was Baku. This year Baku's gone as a sprint. China's come in. There is no sprint in Japan. No. The first sprint of the year was China. Then it was Miami. Then this is the 3rd sprint of the season. Then it is Kota, same as last year. And then Qatar and Brazil, same as last year as well, but not in that order. It's Brazil, Kota, then Brazil, then Qatar. Because Qatar is now the penultimate race of the season.
10.3 behind.
Take it easy there.
Copy. Can use K1? Yeah, continue.
Oh, wow. Something went wrong for Hamilton. Did he go deep? I saw him on the side of the track. Yeah, there he is, look. '14th and 15th, but the front 2 are going to break away very quickly. It's going to be tricky to hunt them down. so much of this track. Half the track is a DRS zone, effectively. So it's very easy for two cars to keep swapping places and break away. That's why I didn't start on the hards, Dino. Grid is very much out of order as well, thanks to the wet qualifying. So that's why we've got Joe up in 11th and Albon in 10th right now. Hulkenberg's up in 7th.
Charge button on, charge button on. Charge button on.
Heading down the straight, they decide to give it a go.
Muscle my way through that. Even Toba. RB podium? Probably not. My car is so quick. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm starting at the back of the grid every race. Because it's just no challenge otherwise. Just closing every opening chat, see if I've missed anything again. Evening, Ruben. You thought immediately of my campaign with Ferrari after the race yesterday. Why don't I try and make Sauber a top team? This was always just something for a bit of fun. The main campaign is going to be the creator team. But, you know, our first season got badly glitched, where we couldn't progress it at the end of season 1, and now I'm waiting for the patch to go live before I start again with a new team. Right. Go a few more laps before we turn the tyres back up. Sainz mired in a little gaggle of traffic here. Needs to brake and brake.
1.5. Can use K1.
She pushed the Williams wide. Oh, I'm on a two-stop strategy. I just ran him completely off the track there, as you know, we had the corner and he didn't want to yield it. Oh Jesus! I thought we were going to hit him. Ooh.
Charge on.
Now we're watching Carlos Sainz here. Can they squeeze by?
It's not so much squeeze by as rocket pass, but yeah, look at this.
Touching distance now. They're 11.
So close to contact. Last minute movement there from the Aston.
I'm trying my best.
You can try everything. Behind you have
So we're at very high confidence, just below peak, and full peak confidence there. Very nice.
Okay.
Both drivers have gained 6 places. Leclerc has gained 9 places. Leclerc has gained 8.
no DRS for it.
Now 9 places each.
And start button on.
There we go. Tyres up now.
He's on DRS.
Hulkenberg is pushing his tyres very hard. Mind you, a lot of the medium runners are. Sargent, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas, Gasly, all really low. What's the fastest lap right now? Doesn't show me. Max has it, so let's look at Max's lap history. So it was the second lap of the race, which I figured it was. And it is a 107.1. Yeah, the AI has this habit, Andrew, of absolutely shredding its first set of tyres. Trying to open up as big a gap as they can. Makes it very hard when you've got a rubbish car, but when you've got a really good car, you know, it's relatively easy to stay in that fight without overcooking your tyres too much. And if you start at the back, well, it's a piece of piss, as you've seen.
Yeah, complete.
We've already breezed past Hulkenberg.
You're doing a good job on tires, keep it like this.
You see Verstappen and Norris still swapping places, thanks to the DRS swapping there, and they are now 7 seconds ahead of Piastri and Perez, who are fighting over third. Oh, Perez made a mistake. He has. Perez running wide. And he just shuts the door on Charles there. Let's take that opportunity to get some battery into Leclerc.
Charge button on.
Perez will come back at us with DRS. And we'll give it to us, and I think that was a collision in front of us there on the track.
Charge button on.
Or maybe someone running wide. No, it was a lock of sudden. I thought I heard a crunch.
Heading into turn 1. The brakes couldn't cope. They were just unable to do much about it.
Look, escape road. Escape road. Use the escape road. I really wish they would sort that out. It bugs me so much that they never use the escape roads.
Charge button on.
Copy.
Really hope they program that in for the next game, if we get another one. Red Bull's 4th and 5th right now. Well, 3rd and 6th, but yeah, they're up there. Again, we just get our elbows out with Sainz there, muscle our way past Hulkenberg.
Tire
tires.
Now we can see what happened. Along the straight here. The opportunity begging to be taken. And that's 10th place and up in...
Charge button on.
May as well use this opportunity while we're in this queue here behind Alonso and Russell and Ricciardo to just completely fill up that battery. It's almost full.
P9 at the moment.
Perez in front. And then behind we have Sainz.
Let's break away from Hulkenberg.
Energy.
Make sure he doesn't get the DRS off us again.
Energies are good.
Copy.
Stroll develops a fault.
Charge button off.
Engine feels quite down.
Shame.
Charge button on.
And this is where the race now gets harder to move forward because there's less traffic to sweep on through and big gaps, so we have to be able to push between those gaps.
No DRS. No DRS.
And hope that the natural pace will be enough. Through we go on Perez.
Perez behind with DRS.
Copy.
Did we get enough DRS? No, we didn't get the DRS. We weren't quite close enough. Can we hold him off into turn 4? Yes, we can. There's Sainz closing in the background. And now back in the train again. Where it's just above the line with both drivers. That's good. Gives me a little bit of flexibility. And now we look to get a run here on Alonso. Up into 3. Around the outside maybe. Not quite. Tsunoda's got a fault now.
And as far as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Thank you for that, Crofty, for that, stunning insight. Going to line up a run here on Russell now.
Alonso behind with DRS.
straight through. DRS open. And next up is Ricardo, and we'll get him into turn 4.
Charge button on to come in.
And there we go. Around the outside, move done at turn 4. And we now have 5.5 seconds to catch Oscar. Let's use that battery.
DRS.
Still 14 seconds away from the lead after 15 laps.
Land on DRS.
And we should be at a point now where we've got more grip than all the cars that we're kind of chasing. Now you see how much grip we've got compared to our rivals.
Charge button on.
George will try and come back at us here. And we'll retake the position, so we'll go back into harvest mode again. Broken away from Ricardo, so let's go into top-up mode.
Charge button on. Copy.
Evening, Pete. Playing this on PS5.
Button on.
Update your tire phase when you can.
Move done with the DRS open now.
And charge button on. And use K1.
Let's make sure we don't get retaken by Russell. There we go.
Charge button on.
So let's have a look and see what fault it is for Tsunoda.
And what's that? A pit stop issue. Now talk us through this one, Karun.
So it was Gasly, the one pitting. Oh, hang on, the front right doesn't want to come off.
Doing that weird double tyre glitch again. It always seems to do that on sprint weekends for some reason. Let's have a look. Who are we looking for? Tsunoda. There he is. So his fault is engine. And I think it's that for Stroll as well. Yeah, engine for Stroll as well. Right, coming up to our pit window. Leclerc has caught Oscar.
Charge button on.
Yep. Ooh, a little twitch there. We'll get the move done. DRS open. And away we go. Yuki Tsunoda is next.
We're gonna start to drop a little bit.
And charge button on.
So the AI is probably going medium, hard, medium. Let's see what Max does here. He's going medium, medium. Might go hards on his next set. Only did 19, well, only did 18 laps on those tyres. He's going to come out behind Perez, just ahead of Alonso. There is Alonso. Not close enough to challenge. Not yet. Piastri's hanging on to the back of Charles as we hunt down Yuki. Yuki's not going to finish on the podium. He's got an engine fault, which hasn't cleared up yet. Plus, he's 10 seconds behind Norris. He doesn't have the pace to catch Norris or Verstappen. Or us, quite frankly. So it's going to be between the two Ferraris, Norris and Verstappen, for the podium. All right, take it easy, Rinketic. Catch you later.
Charge on.
Russell's got back in front of
Charge button on.
Sainz again.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. It was Ricciardo we broke away from, wasn't it? I think. Or was it Russell? I can't remember.
Charge button on and stay out.
Tsunoda is pushing hard. He's about to stop. He's using up the last of his tyres.
Charge button on. Oh, come on.
Continue, keep going.
As Norris is in. And Piastri coming in behind him. Medium tyres for Norris. He might well be on the same strategy as us. There's Max going up the, going around the outside of his teammate there. Perez will be boxing at the end of the lap.
Good job. P1.
And mediums for Piastri. And he will come out right behind Ricciardo. Hamilton's a long way back after that early mistake of his. Yuki's probably going to box this lap.
From the tires perspective, we can push a bit more. Can use K1.
Nice, staying out. As Max has got through on Verstappen.
Yeah, no worries.
On site, sorry.
So this is what happened. Now we're watching Max Verstappen here. The gap opens up for them.
There we go. Moved on. Take it easy, Cloud.
Verstappen says thank you very much.
Let's see if we can retake the position before we box.
Box this lap. Box, speed confirm.
Box this lap.
And tires are good to push. Copy box now, speed confirm.
Copy box.
Oh, Max tries to squeeze us. And he's using his battery to defend against us.
Lando with the eye.
Yeah, we're not going to get him, so we'll harvest instead.
You can use K1.
Yeah.
Sainz is coming in this lap, so
And charge on.
Yeah.
Norris behind as well. So we're a pit stop behind the lead with Sainz.
Copy.
Yuki's finally in.
And Perez has pitted behind.
Shit, I thought I'd boxed him. Damn. pushed wide.
Yeah, hop or pit stop.
Mediums for Perez.
Try to hold on tires.
Hards for
Okay.
Sonoda. Could have sworn I'd boxed sides. Oh well, never mind. It's going to make it a little bit trickier for him. Get on the podium now. But he only needs to finish in 5th for the sponsors.
And shout pit lane. Charge off.
All good. I'm in the pits.
Not a good stop.
What a joke.
Yeah, copy. Sorry about that.
Not a good stop again. Oh, come on, Ferrari.
What a disaster.
Sorry about that.
So at the moment you have P6. So next car in front is Piastri.
Ah, that's annoying.
Behind you it's Sainz. Gap to him 4.4.
Currently P10.
So everyone in front has stopped. We've got a yellow flag. That is
Behind.
It's 2 seconds.
a drama at turn 1. It's Ocon.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. And the car fails to respond. But that's
Big
just the
lock-up.
risk you take. The later you leave it.
He pulled off the escape road. Nah. It's still like they're trying to wind me up. Yeah, sorry about that. We fight off Hamilton. Stroll's fault has intensified. Yes, it has. Well spotted.
Focus on consistency. Fernando is now car behind. 1.9 now. Try to warm up the tires. Can use K1.
Yeah.
Use the energy.
Copy.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yeah, copy that.
And confirm. Lift off.
Red Bull getting the slipstream there from Piastri, which is why he was just edging ahead going into turn 1.
And tire temperatures are good.
Not a great final sector.
Gonna get closer.
Race is long.
Not even enough for the fastest lap. 107.4. We lost so much time at the end of the sector there.
And for him, we have the fastest lap.
Sainz gets the fastest lap though.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Look after the front tires.
Copy.
Charge on.
Look after your tires.
Your prediction is P4 and P6 for V-Carb.
No, guys.
I think you're being a little optimistic there. I think Tsunoda's best potential finish is P5, P6. Ricciardo less than that.
Right, let's concentrate.
How
Let's take
has
a look at
Leclerc
the
lost 3 places?
So we're heading now into turn 5. There's the opening.
Oh, put his wheels in the gravel. Damn it. All that hard work undone. And confidence has dropped quite significantly as well. All right, take it easy, Tova. See you again soon, I hope. Not lapping quick enough for sights at the moment, but I am harvesting and fuel saving, so that's not that much of a surprise. Not that far off lap time wise. Problem now for Hulkenberg.
Some weird feeling in the throttle pedal.
That could be engine, that could be gearbox. We'll have to wait till he crosses the line, find out for sure. And there we go, past George Russell.
With DRS.
Who immediately swoops back past because we're harvesting battery.
Okay.
Ah, damn.
Let's take a...
Focus on the race. RPI is Hamilton 6.1.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
May have been a little optimistic about the amount of fuel I took out. There we go. Past Ricciardo.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Copy.
Start button on.
Okay.
Do still have a tyre wear advantage.
And start button on.
Copy.
So deployed.
Yeah, copy.
Let's get away from Daniel
No lift
Ricciardo.
off needed.
Get on to Oscar.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, copy.
Hi.
Keep it up.
Can use energy.
Copy.
P9.
Russell just about leaving us enough space there. Perez trying to use this opportunity to break away.
And we are happy with your tire management.
You have the fastest lap time.
New fastest lap for Charles Leclerc.
And we need charge button on, charge button on.
Copy.
There we go.
0.7 with DRS.
Back onto Perez.
Yeah, copy.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
As you are now, lift off.
We're into the tactical phase of our race. Approaching half distance. And we have a yellow flag. Problem for
Now,
Sargent.
this was the 7th corner.
Into the gravel.
Just a bit too wide at that point. Really, they must be careful.
And we have managed to leave George behind now. And he won't have enough pace, I don't think, to get back on us without a big push. Now, did we get the DRS off Perez there? Yes, we did. Excellent stuff.
Charge button on. Less lift off.
Almost onto Piastri. Lost a little bit of ground getting past the Alpine there of Ocon, I believe. Yes, Ocon. Gasly's a little bit further ahead.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Copy.
Now we can focus on getting some more fuel saving done for Charles. He still needs to save a good half a kilo. Hopefully the rest will just naturally come back to us over the remainder of the race. See you later, Perez.
Tire freeze update when you can.
Give him a nice little squeeze off the track there. That's broken the 1 second by a lot. It's nearly 2 seconds already. It is 2 seconds. And now we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Tire phase update when you can.
The notice pace is still pretty decent. 108.3. Despite having that engine issue.
solid boost for Gasly in front. And charge button on, charge button on.
Right, so we're 17.5 seconds off the lead. 24 seconds off the lead with Sainz. Sainz's pace will start to pick up again now. Now he's got clear air, it's not doing any saving, and he is still in peak confidence. Let's see what he does across the line. Oh, it's 7. That's not quick enough. This is because we don't have DRS. Max has broken away. He's used a little bit of back markers to get through. Lapped Albon there. We are still closing in on the back of Tsunoda, keeping Piastri at bay. How's our tyre wear looking? Yeah. Not amazing. Three-tenths quicker than Tsunoda there. And here comes Piastri. Hold him back for now, but he might have a look at us into turn 4. Not quite close enough. We're on the back of Ricciardo. Gasly's now got a fault. He's at the back of the grid, so that won't really do anything for us.
Can you check? Could not really downshift the way I wanted.
And that is a gearbox fault.
Charge button on.
No lift off.
We are just past the halfway point.
Good job.
Stop fuel saving now with Charles.
And Ricciardo is on target in front. We are still in the race, don't worry. Can use K1. So try to speed up if you can.
And more energy available.
Time for us to try and make some moves. You can see how much Verstappen and Norris's pace has dropped off now that they are separated from each other and not DRS overtaking each other all the time. So now's a good time for us to start pushing forward.
So next car behind is Piastri. Gap to him 1.7. Continue like this.
Sainz will get some DRS here off the back of the two Saubers, squabbling over 16th place.
And charge button on. Take care of the tires.
Copy.
This could be a very good lap for Sainz.
No DRS. No DRS for him.
7.3 actually, 2/10 slower than the previous lap.
Continue, keep going.
Charge button on.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Tsunoda going very defensively there. Not able to hold us back though. We are up into third place.
We are first.
You did a good job. So in front we have Norris.
And I should hopefully break that DRS as well. It's close, I think he might just get it.
Another behind with DRS.
And now I think he's lost it.
The next car in front is Norris. Car behind is Tsunoda. Tsunoda behind 1.0. Flashing blues for Magnussen in front.
Right, Russell is into the pits. And it's hard tyres, so that's him to the end. Max is going to be stopping very, very soon, so he's going to be going onto a set of hards as well. Unless he tries to three-stop it. Because he's gone medium so far, so he can't go with another set of mediums. Hulkenberg gets a fault.
And just a reminder.
Well, yeah, right. It's
Keep going.
Sainz gets past Piastri. That was important because Piastri is boxing soon, so we want to stay ahead of him.
Can use K1.
He'll give us the DRS there, thank you very much. Tsunoda is hanging on. Look at that, 1:07.5 last lap. He's trying to get in touch with us, and we're actually taking him closer to the front. We're doing him a bit of a favour here.
We're going to start to drop a little bit.
Here comes Verstappen. Into the pits. Stroll boxing in front, and that is the hard tyres. And that's a good clean stop. Stroll on hard tyres will get in front of him just briefly. Might hold him up. Sainz is coming through. And Sainz is out in front of Verstappen. So we have a very fast Verstappen behind us. He'll be overtaking us very soon. There's nothing we can really do about that, but we might be able to at least, frustrate him a little bit, boost Charles' chances. Kind of needs to turn Sainz's tyres down a bit. Oh, Max is through already. That did not take long at all. If we can stay with him,
You can do it.
that will certainly help us out.
And slow down now.
Yeah.
And charge button on. Copy.
Take care of the tires.
Yeah, copy.
Charge button on.
Okay.
We might well lose him on the second half of the lap here. He's just got so much more grip than we do right now.
Verstappen in front. 0.5. Head down.
Now Norris is in.
Can use K1. Copy.
Yeah, we barely hung on to the DRS there. Medium tyres for Norris. He started on the softs, I'm guessing.
Charge on.
Okay.
Leclerc is still with her. Sorry, Tsunoda's still with Leclerc. Going to be boxing probably this lap. Maybe one more lap. Our pit window opens up very, very soon.
10.8 now, 0.8. Try your best.
Piastri has boxed for a set of hard tyres. We've lost Verstappen.
Can use K1.
Copy.
Can I get back in range? Probably not. Tsunoda's still going. Is this the lap he boxes? Oh, he lunges and gets past us, does he? We've got the better acceleration. But he's definitely holding us up in the sense that we're having to drive defensively to keep him behind. Have just about got back in range, but it's cost me all my battery, and I've immediately lost it again. There we go. Just could not stay with Verstappen. Or can I? Maybe. I'm out of battery, so probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, pushing.
And we need to
This is going to be a very... There goes Yuki into the pits. This is going to be a very difficult final stint for us. We might not get the win tonight. Hard tyres for Tsunoda.
Let's go anti.
I was going to say Hamilton's got his way back up to 7th, but he hasn't stopped yet, so that's going to drop him back down again. Sure I do hit him on the right lap this time.
Box, Carlos box, speed confirm and box.
There you go.
Yeah, happy to box.
So at the moment, Max is favourite to actually get his first win of the season. Let's have a look at Norris's pace. He is... Oh, he's second... No way, I'm looking at Wow, I didn't even realise Max has just flown straight past us. I was looking at the looking at the wrong Ferrari. Oh, yellow flag. Please be a safety car. Please be a safety car. Or a VSC. It's a locket for Kevin.
And if we watch Magnussen, all good at this point. Struggling with the car, and they ended up their own passenger.
Right, Hamilton boxes. And he's put on a set of mediums.
Yeah, Pitley.
Oh, clean stop this time. There we go. 2.3. We'll take that.
Right time.
Faster, but cannot really take for now.
Race is long.
And how far behind Tsunoda are we?
P5. Race it Tsunoda in front.
About 3.5 seconds, about 2.5 in front of Oscar. We've got to get our tyres up to temp.
Next 2.8 behind. 23 laps to go.
But I'm going to do that slowly. I'm going to protect the tyres.
Keep nursing your tyres.
Copy.
And now, let's see, can we get a good stop for Charles? It'll be close for Tsunoda. Another 2.3. Very nice.
And what's a white line on exit?
It's going to be very close for Tsunoda. He's going to have a run on us into turn 3.
Next car in front is Norris. Car behind is Tsunoda. Gap to him 0.9. ERS.
Copy.
Cover him off.
And we need to increase
So,
tire saving.
we are 20 seconds behind Verstappen.
Copy.
That is a big margin to make up. But we have the fastest tyre compound on. And we have 21 laps to go. We need to average a second a lap, basically, to beat him.
Copy that.
So at the moment, P3, Norris in front.
I need to get these tyres up to temp before I start saving them. Taking too long.
Currently P5. Is 3.7 in front of you. Car behind you is Piastri. 1.2.
Charge button on.
Copy. Okay.
Oh, running wide there for Tsunoda. And then locking up. He's really pushing hard, and it's cost him so badly. He's down to 6th place.
Avoid locking.
Let's have a look at that. The wheels just lock up.
We were lucky
what
that
caused that, I wonder?
he didn't collect us there.
And charge button on.
Okay.
Charge button on.
And that's Yuki's race ruined. Down to 7th place. He might get back onto Perez,
Yes,
but
DRS
6 is
now.
going to be the absolute best he can do now, I think.
And we are okay with tire temperatures. Can use energy.
Right, let's see if we can get Sainz away from Charles now, from Piastri, and let's see if we can get Charles moving closer to Norris.
Okay.
Use the energy.
Copy.
You just done the fastest lap.
Yeah, copy.
6.4, barely quicker than Piastri, but we weren't even trying for the fastest lap there. Down to half a kilo under fuel now for Sainz, 0.7 of a kilo for Leclerc. We'll probably have to do a little bit of fuel saving with Leclerc. Sainz, I think, might just about be okay. 18 laps to go, including this one.
And charge button on. No DRS. No DRS.
It's a bit more like it. 104.7. And there's a lot more pace in the car than that if we were to really go for it.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
You can slow down. Copy.
24 seconds behind with Sainz, 19 and a half seconds behind with Leclerc. Tyre wear so far not looking great for Max.
What we are doing with tires is very good.
Good chance that Norris might catch him.
Okay.
Max has had a quick lap. Traffic coming up for the pair of them. 2 Alpines for Norris. Magnussen, Zhou, Bottas.
Flashing blues.
And one of the Astons as well are in front of Verstappen. Laps do tick down very quickly here. Shortest lap on the calendar. Right, that's not enough. We're going to have to go back
We are
up
doing a
to
really good job on tyres.
standard tyre pace.
And look after tires in the ice cream.
Just looking to see if there's any real fights going on, and right from Bottas and Magnussen, the answer is no. Let's have a look at Norris. He's coming up behind an Alpine. He's going to get a nice little bit of DRS potentially here. Yep, there we go. And he'll get it again. Max, meanwhile, has now cleared most of the back markers. He's just got one of the Astons. Is that Stroll? No, it's Alonso. So he's coming up to lap Fernando. I wish I'd then taken one lap of fuel out, not two. That would have been nice to be able to push the braking a little bit more. So 106.5 for Max. 106.5 for Norris. Both of them getting a nice bit of DRS there. Hulkenberg has picked up some damage. Probably hurt his underfloor. 106.4 for Charles with no DRS. And 106.5 for Sainz. So Max's pace should slow down again now. He hasn't got anyone else to get past apart from maybe Alonso in the next couple of laps. Norris will be catching up to Bottas very quickly. And then there's a little gap, and then it's Magnussen and Zhou, so that's more DRS potential for him. We go swooping past an Alpine in a position that wasn't really all that advantageous for us. Max is a 107.7 without that DRS now. And a 107.2 for Norris. It's about what I was expecting, him to be a little bit quicker because he's on the faster compound. Got a little bit of rubber left to play about with Charles, but not much. Barely anything at all to play about with Carlos. More DRS for Lando. And once again, we're catching an Alpine in a non-advantageous position. Although at least Sainz got a bit of DRS off of Ocon there. Gasly will get out of the way quickly. We're down to just 11 laps to go. I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're certainly not going to catch Max. Should catch Norris. We've done enough for the sponsors, which was 4th and 5th. 4th for Leclerc, 5th for Sainz.
So in front we have Norris.
Already got that covered off. We might even struggle to catch Norris at this rate. Yellow flag. Oh, VSC. VSC. I think...
Very close safety car.
Well, for starters, we do that.
Copy.
There's been a crash.
Thank you, Logan. Oof, that's a big hit.
I crash.
Man.
I'm amazed that car's not on fire. So, here is a question. Do we box for another set of softs? I don't have another set of softs, do I? Let's have a look. No, I don't. I do have a set of mediums. What if we were to add on a new set of mediums and just hammer them? It's slower. But that's because of the pit stop. May be about the same if we factor in the VSC pit stop. So we'll stay out, we'll bank some spare fuel, we'll get the batteries recharged, save a little bit of tyre wear, and then hopefully we can unleash a bit of pace. I wonder if anyone will take this opportunity to dive in. Max is staying out. I can't imagine Norris will box. Magnussen will probably stop. Yep, there he goes, straight to the pits.
Crash for Sargent.
He's okay.
Yeah, Norris stays out. So it is going to be a straight fight between us
Look out
and the
for
front
Devon.
two. What about anyone behind us? Does anyone have a pit stop window? I have a pit stop window to Piastri with Leclerc,
So,
possibly with Sainz, but
P3. The next car in front is Norris.
I don't think it's really worth it. Not with the amount of laps that are left.
Behind we have Sainz. Sainz behind at.
If it was a full safety car,
6
absolutely I'd be diving in for brand new
10 laps
tyres,
to
but
go.
then probably so with everybody else.
What's happened with this downshift?
Gasly's gearbox gets worse. These times, in terms of gaps between the drivers, slightly inflated because we're doing VSC pace. They're not quite that big, but still big enough. Have to go gung-ho as soon as the VSC comes in. At least now we've got fuel to burn. And some battery to play with as well.
All looking good for tires.
Clear to a safety car ending.
Yeah, careful.
You can push.
Copy this.
And there we go. We're off and running again.
Let's lift off.
So deployed.
Yeah, copy.
Problem there for Gasly running wide.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now just keep your eyes on Gasly here. Oh, and they need to be watching those track
God, we were
limits.
so close to clobbering in there. just lost the peak confidence with Charles. Let's have some DRS, please. Yes. Just what we needed.
And tire temperatures are good.
Yeah, good.
I don't think I'm going to make the podium with Sainz.
Update tire phase when you can.
Okay, tank is starting to kick in.
This tyre wear's too high. So 103.8, that's the new fastest lap.
Look after tires.
Copy.
We're just 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds off Norris now.
And charge button on.
Look after the tires, please.
Copy.
Norris has closed up on Max as well. Just not enough time to slingshot past Norris onto Verstappen though. Max is on for his first win of the season. It's taken him half a season, but he's doing it at his home Grand Prix. Well, the team's home Grand Prix.
And 6 laps to go.
Have I got enough tyre left?
And tire
Hunt
phase
down
update
Norris.
when you can.
Norris is still pushing.
I'm gonna start to jump a little bit.
He's pulled out about a second on us. Yeah, he's flying. I wonder if he's going to set a fastest lap here. No, he's not. Tsunoda's fault gets worse. He's down to 7th now. Ricciardo in 8th. Under pressure from George Russell. Hamilton has got himself back up into the final points position, and he is safe from Alonso.
Five laps to go.
Now on a 6-2. Norris is absolutely gunning for Verstappen.
And try to increase pushing status.
He's not going to catch him, but it's going to keep him away from me.
Can use K1.
Piastri, 17 seconds back, is not going to challenge Carlos. .107.4 for Max, 107.1 for Norris, 106.4,
4 laps to go.
106.5. We gained 0.6 on Norris there. Another yellow flag.
A crash in the main straight on the left. Crash in the main straight. Okay.
Let's have a look then at turn 6. Cutting it
Is that
so
Ocon and
close.
Gasly?
And not just one car involved in
It
that,
is
as you can
Ocon and
see.
Gasly.
And having
That might
seen
be
it
a
back,
penalty for
I
Gasly.
think
That might be a
back,
penalty for
I think
Gasly
it's
there.
pretty obvious who was at fault. And clearly they're not.
Yawl is very, very close.
No guys for it. Yeah.
No penalties given. It's a racing incident, apparently, between the two Alpines there.
And more charge.
Copy.
And more energy available.
106.4 for Norris, for Verstappen. 107.3 for Norris. 106.1 for us. There's the gap. 1.5 seconds. I can get Norris. Can't get Max.
Charge button on, charge on. And we need to increase lift and coast. Be careful on traction.
Copy.
Big lift off now. Copy.
And charge button on.
Let's go to the helmet cam.
Charge on. And 2 laps to go. Norris in front. Alright, let's concentrate. Continue like this. Charge button on.
Yeah, copy.
You are doing a good job on tires, keep it like this. Charge on.
Copy.
That's the final lap started for Max.
1 lap to go.
Copy. Copy. We'll get them.
Continue, keep going. And you can use all the boost bar.
Copy that.
Round the outside at turn 4, just about kept it on the track. And we have got the move done. And we've got enough battery to stay ahead now for the rest of the lap. Had to work hard for that one. It is only going to be second place.
Okay, in front is Verstappen.
It is so hard to chase down cars in DRS when you don't have it yourself. Even when you've got a really, really good car.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner. And Verstappen finishes first.
There'll be celebrations tonight after a performance like that. They've done themselves and the team proud.
Max gets his first win of 2024. Leclerc runs out of fuel. Sainz trundles on by second and fourth, but we got the fastest lap as well. We fulfilled the goals for the sponsors.
Taking the flag. People.
And let's face it, if we had qualified normally and started normally, we would have absolutely demolished the field there.
Good job there.
So while we didn't get a last to first done, it was a damn good effort. We got within 8 seconds of Verstappen at the end. I think he's running a pretty new powertrain, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Engine's okay. New gearbox, new ERS though. So he's out of faulty components, you know, which have held him up in previous races. We're still comfortably ahead in both the drivers and the constructors.
And among the drivers heading back to their teams, we see Carlos.
And it gives us
Sainz
a challenge as well.
Yeah, just shy of a podium, but fourth is still a respectable finish.
And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
I can't believe we're seeing a 9th podium of the season. Just incredible consistency.
Well, there were mountains to overcome here in Austria, but those three managed to climb to the top. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And that's it for this weekend here in Austria.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
So there we go then, confirmation of the final result. Max finally gets his first win of the season after 10 races without one. Race number 11 is his lucky number, it would seem, which is ironic because it's his teammate's number. Up 16 places for both of our drivers. Charles Leclerc taking second, Carlos in fourth, with Lando rounding out the final podium position. We did get the fastest lap as well with Charles. There you can see 2 seconds a lap quicker in terms of the fastest lap than Max, and half a second quicker than Carlos, almost 2 seconds faster than Norris's best effort. That's how much pace we have in our car right now. It really is very, very fast. In terms of the drivers' standings, actually, we better look at the rest of the standings, really, hadn't we? It's Oscar in 5th, Perez in 6th, Tsunoda in the end dropping down to 7th place, Ricciardo also losing out as well at the end, getting pipped by George Russell at the end there, dropping him down to 9th. Hamilton hanging on for 10th and the final point. Alonso 11th and the first car down by 1 lap. Ahead of his teammate Stroll, then Hulkenberg, Albon, Magnussen, Joe, Bottas, Ocon, Gasly and Sargent crashing out, bringing out that VSC towards the end. Driver standings then, it's 25 points for Charles Leclerc across the race weekend. And so that puts him on 253. Max moves up 2 places into second. So his consistency of at least getting multiple podiums has paid off. He got a sprint win, he got a race win. Very good weekend for him indeed today. 33 points. Would have been 34, would have been the maximum if he'd been able to get the fastest lap as well. But a very, very good afternoon for Max. He's now 2 points clear of Lando and 6 points clear of Carlos. Very, very tight in the hunt for second place at the moment. Bit of a gap then back to Sergio Perez in 5th on 117 points. He is 56 points behind Carlos at the moment. Oscar Piastri is just 3 points behind Perez. Another gap then to Tsunoda, who gets 6 points for his efforts this weekend. He's on 63 points ahead of Alonso in 8th on 49. Russell moving above Hamilton by 1 point for 9th and 10th. Looking a little bit further down, Ricciardo in 11th is gets 2 points, put him on 22. Lance Stroll, the final point scorer, still on 8 points, nothing for him this weekend. And then it's Albon from Sargent, Bottas from Hulkenberg, Ocon from Gasly, Magnussen moving above Zhou to round out the bottom of the standings. In the constructors' standings, it is 44 points for Ferrari, 46 points for Red Bull. They move up a place above McLaren. They outscore us by 2, so the gap remains very big. It's a nice 130 points right now. McLaren in third on 291 are 5 points behind Red Bull. Still all to play for in the hunt for second. RB on 85 points in fourth. Mercedes just missing out on an opportunity to catch them. They are outscored by 1 point today, and they remain 10 points further back. Aston with just 1 single point. They're on 57 now, and still no points for any of the teams. Williams are 7th, then it's Sauber 8th. Last night, Alpine 10th. Let's take a look at those pit stops. McLaren with the quickest stop, a 2.354. And then very close for us in second and third. That's one of our best weekends in terms of how many points we've scored in this competition. Red Bull down in fourth and ninth will get double points there. Alpine getting fifth with Gasly. RB sixth with Ricciardo. Williams 7th and 10th with Sargent and Albon. And Alonso picking up 4 points for Aston in 8th. So McLaren stay top on 204 points. We move above Red Bull now into second place by 5 points, and we are 20 points behind McLaren. So we are hunting them down a little bit. We outscored them by 8 today. Let's see if we can keep that going. RB in fourth on 157, then it's Alpine on 114. Mercedes 6th, no points for them today, and their gap comes down a bit as Williams jump up into 7th place on 68 points. They're 11 points behind Mercedes. Then it is Aston in 8th, dropping down a point behind Williams. Then Sauber 9th and Haas in 10th. And they see our stops. Both of our first stops were abysmal, 3.7 and 4.2. Both bad stops there. Let's see what the faults were. A stuck wheel nut and a stuck wheel nut. So we know where we need to kind of work on, I suppose. But the second stop's definitely made up for it. We got our payouts for both drivers. We paid out our contract bonuses for both drivers as well. So we make just over 1.2 mil, just under 1.3 or 1.03, sorry. Nice little bit of extra cash, which immediately is going to get swallowed up to pay for that ERS unit we had to buy for sites. And we are going to be in debt still. Evening, Anthony. You've joined us just as we are getting close to an end. The design centre is done. That is now level 3. Lovely stuff. Next level is 18 mil. Oh, it's a new month as well, so we have actually cleared the debt. That was lucky. It will count as debt. We were in debt for a moment there, for a couple of days. So let's go to our inbox. Monthly car report. Still looks very, very good. Post-race data. In terms of strategy, we expected to finish in 5th. Our best position was 2nd. Our car has better high-speed performance than Red Bull, so it puts us on a good footing for the next race. Car inspection results. There you see, it's not good, is it? We've had a suspension failure. So we need to replace that on Charles' car, but we've also had a front wing failure on Carlos, along with the destroyed chassis, rear wing and suspension that happened in practice. Not good at all. And of course, that's not showing the powertrain damage as well. We know about the design centre, we've already checked that out. Let's take a look at the feature results. So let's start with the F3 results. Let's have a look. Our former driver, Dino Beganovic, finished in 10th in the sprint. Where is... Oh, wow. Fornaroli is all the way down in 23rd. And in the main race... there's Mini. He was 9th in the race. Where was he in the sprint? I missed him. There he is, 12th. Mini, we need to offer him another contract at some point soon. Where was Fornaroli? 19th in the race. So not a great weekend for our rookie that will be joining us at the end of the year. Not a great weekend for the other rookie who we will be offering a contract as well, but we'll see how they progress. F2 results now. Ollie Behrman, 7th, it would appear, in the sprint. Let's have a look. We'll start at the sprint. 4th in the sprint. Where is Antonelli? 11th. Not great. And then in the race, 8th place for Antonelli. Behrman in 7th place. So neither of our drivers there doing particularly well at Austria this weekend. Right. This is for the race simulator. 160 grand to bring it forward by 4 days. It's not worth it for 4 days. Not for 160 grand. Looking back at June in Formula One, Williams got a new chassis, and now they are working on a front wing. Mercedes are having a tough season. Driver development updates. How have our drivers actually improved this month? Yes, a point for adaptability for Charles, and the same for Sainz. How about our affiliates? Let's have a look. A point in cornering, 2 points in braking, a point in smoothness, a point in overtaking, and a point in accuracy for Antonelli. Oof. Lovely stuff. 3 points in overtaking and a point in reactions for Behrman. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points gained for Antonelli and 4 points gained for Behrman there. Very good month for the pair of them. Right, we're still missing an... Oh, there we go. It's the "you're in debt" email that I was looking for. Okay. Let's have a look at the boards, see what they thought of the Grand Prix results. They were happy with Spielberg. We didn't get a win. We got a double podium, which technically isn't really a podium, in the sprint. And we got a single podium in the main race. But yeah, not a bad result. Okay. So, let's sort out these cars. We'll start by replacing that suspension. Rear wing is going to go, so I now need to make another rear wing. I am out of chassis spares, so I'm going to have to manufacture potentially a new one of those and a new suspension as well. Let me sort out this car first. Go. So I'm also low on front wings. How long till everything comes? Underfloor is 28 days away. That's not going to last. I'm going to need to make another one. 39 days on the front wing. We're going to have to make more of those. Side pods, chassis and suspensions. Haven't got any more of those in the works. So these will take 8 days. These will take 10. Let's start work on 2 more chassis. We're only 4 days away from Silverstone, so we've got to hope we don't do anything stupid at Silverstone now. Carlos. Not naming names. Carlos. Smooth operator, my ass. Right. Let's get our pit crew training done. So we are very tired, as you would expect, coming out of a Grand Prix weekend. We're going in a lot more tired than I would have liked. Pit crew definitely put through the ringer. Just give them a day off after the Grand Prix, as I usually do. There we go. They'll go into Hungary at 1%. So not a massive amount of training. We're down a couple of days on what I would normally like to put in, or at least one day down on what we'd normally like to put in. But with the fatigue levels, kind of need to give them that little bit of time off. Let's give them a day of car building as well. Then we go into Spa. And then Spa, it's the break, the mid-season. That's just a bit too much. So let's actually do it there instead. There we go. Perfect. So we'll end the season, end the month with a little bit of improvement to mistake chances. We'll keep pit stop times about where they are. We'll slightly improve our car building. And then we can get a nice, good chunk of fitness training in at the start of the next month training plan. Right. Let's have a look at how our staff training is going. Yep, still looking at the right area there, I think. Yep. And Diego. Yeah. Okay. So, Charles, let's have a look at his training. Wet track training. Yeah, we'll leave him on that, I think. Carlos. What's his control? 88. Yeah, we need to improve that. Well, he is on something that will improve it. His mentality is negative for personal situation. He's unhappy with the salary, missing practice, being replaced, performance versus his teammate, and 3 more things. But, it's being outweighed at the moment by team performance and by team principle. Let's take a look at our engineers. Yeah, that's fine. Pop that. Let's check our affiliate training. Long race strategy there. Put him on wheel to wheel. Kimmy, how is Kimmy doing? He's on balanced right now. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Put him on short run pace. Maya, she's still on short run pace. We'll leave her there. And Aurelia. Yeah, we'll leave her on short run as well. Is there anything else to do? Not really. I've got a little bit of cash, but I've got a lot of parts I need to make, so we'll hang on to that for now. Advance time. Side pod's done. Rear wing is done. So I've got 1 spare rear wing. Do need another spare front wing. Let's get that started. Go with 2 of those actually. And now we can start work on a couple more suspensions. There we go. So chassis are on the way, a spare front wings on the way. Well, 2 more front wings are on the way. We've got a spare underfloor and a spare side pod for now. They're going to be the next things we're going to have to work on. And we've just started our suspensions as well. Okay. So, next race is Silverstone. That'll be tomorrow. Let's have a little look-see at the weather forecast. It's going to be fine. It's going to be very hot on Friday. And then the Saturday will be a little bit cooler. And then the Sunday a little bit cooler still, hopefully. We don't have the greatest weather centre at the moment because it is being used for sponsors. So that's not 100% accurate. Not that it ever really is. But that will be a definite challenge trying to come from the back there, I think, just given the nature of the circuit. It is a very fast circuit. We will have another go at Alaska first again. You know, we're still far enough ahead in both standings that there's no point not doing it anymore. You know, at some point, if things get really tight, we might have to look at qualifying normally again, or at least, making sure we get out of Q1 and then sitting out. But we'll see. We'll see how we do. We will keep probably starting 9th and 10th in the sprints. But Silverstone will be tomorrow. I'll let you know as soon as I have any information about the patch as to when it's gone live. I'll post it on the community tab. We'll also talk about it that night. We are not going to do an immediate start on the campaign because I want to see whether or not this patch actually works, or if it's going to do what it did to the PC players and completely fuck up their save files beyond repair. It's going to be at least a couple of days until we get our Brabham career underway, at which point this series will probably just go away potentially completely. I don't know yet. I don't know. Because it will suffer from some of the same problems that we have with our original Goodwood Racing file. Which means it will also have a few potential bugs at some point that will hit us. Plus, we're going to focus on our creator team once we get the opportunity to do that. But I am going to do a little bit of a test run on that before we get started. So it'll be 24 to 48 hours after the patch goes live that we will then get our career underway. So until then, we'll stick with the Ferrari save just so we've got something to do. And I'll be back at the usual time tomorrow at 8 p.m. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Hope you can join it. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.